Can you name the two teams that are in the 2020 Super Bowl?
The Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns.
Is that one of them?
Go ahead. I'll tell you in just a second. Versus.
See, I know it's two teams that you don't ever hear about making it into the Super Bowl.
Maybe not. What's the other one?
I don't know.
You just drew a blank?
The Florida Marlins.
Okay, there you go. So, on... Hello, everybody. It is time for another episode of Law Light, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holdry at 530 Frederica Street, the high-rise white tower. And I have a lot of energy today because this weekend, PJ, is Super Bowl. Oh, wait a minute. Am I allowed to say that for the purposes of a podcast? Or should I say the big game?
I really don't know. That's actually a legitimate question.
Heck with it. Super Bowl Sunday.
What are they going to do?
Super Bowl Sunday is coming up. This is the Friday before. I am excited, and today we have a fun episode. Not going to be a lot of law discussed here, other than maybe what I just said, like the disclaimer, like I'm sorry ahead of time that I used the word super and bowl.
What are they going to do? Sue us?
Sue us. They need a lawyer. But anyway, hey, we have got a great idea today. We don't know how it's going to work, though, right?
We don't.
But I'm going to start right now. I'm going to start. Now, you knew we were doing this episode.
I did.
Like 4 weeks ago, I said, hey, on Friday before the Super Bowl, we're doing a Super Bowl episode, okay? And you're like, okay, good. That's good. Can you name the two teams that are in the 2020 Super Bowl?
Naturally, you would. Okay, so I'm going to preface whatever answer I give by saying I know nothing about sports.
This question
and
is
my
perfect for
my
you.
interests do not lie in the sports world.
That's okay. That's what's making this fun.
The Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns.
Is that one of them?
Go ahead. I'll tell you in just a second. Versus.
See, I know it's two teams that you don't ever hear about making it into the Super Bowl.
Maybe not. What's the other one?
I don't know.
You just drew a blank?
The Florida Marlins.
Okay, there you go. So, all right, so first of all, the Cleveland Browns are not in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
But that is an NFL football team, so I give you some credit. That's
okay.
You get, in school you used to get partial credit for being kind of right. Mm-hmm. You get kind of right because the Cleveland Browns are in the NFL. But guess what else? The Florida Marlins, or did you say Miami Marlins? What did you say?
Florida Marlins.
Okay. That is a baseball team from the Major League Baseball.
Is it really?
Yes.
I literally just pulled that out of my ace.
No, that is a baseball team in the major. So you don't get any credit for having a baseball team playing in the Super Bowl. But that would be fun sometime. You could do a marketing thing would be let the Marlins play, say, the Browns in a football game, and then let the Browns play the Marlins in a baseball game and see who comes out ahead.
I would probably watch that.
Just for the fun of it, right?
Deleted. Yeah.
The not so Super Bowl.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, now listen. Today what I want to do is I just want to catch some people off guard, all right?
Okay.
Because, like, for example, I caught you off guard. You knew this was coming, and I thought maybe he would prepare for this, but you didn't, and that's perfect, okay? But what we're going to do... I want to be real. Let's call some people up, and then let's grab some people from the office, and let's just ask them some crazy questions about the Super Bowl. Are you in with that?
I'm
all right,
100%
do we have the equipment? Do we have the right stuff to be able to do all this?
We're all set up.
Okay, so PJ, the first person that we're going to call today is going to be my stepson, Warren Garrison. He is a freshman in college and about ready to go to Western Kentucky University as a football manager.
Oh, okay, cool.
So let's see what he thinks.
Someone still more knowledgeable than
I hope he's more knowledgeable.
You guys got me?
Hey, is this Warren?
Yep.
Warren, it's Travis and PJ, and I know you've listened to the podcast before, and I just got through telling the listening world about your upcoming deal that you're going to be doing at Western Kentucky University as a manager for the Hilltoppers football team. Isn't that great?
Yes, sir.
All right, now here's the deal. I just popped a question on PJ. We're doing a Super Bowl edition of the podcast for Law Light, and I just asked him if he even knew the teams that were in the Super Bowl. And let me tell you here's who he picked.
My answers were spot on.
He had the Cleveland Browns playing the Florida Marlins.
The Florida Marlins.
There you go. And so let's just start with an easy one and see, Warren, do you know the two teams that are playing in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay, now, and so not only did he tell us the cities, Peach, he also knew knew the team names, like 49ers.
He's probably in his car with a laptop in the passenger
No, he's
seat. All the
driving
information
right now on his way back from Fort Benning, Georgia. And so hopefully his mom's not listening to this podcast thinking, oh, well, I'm talking to him while he's driving and he's on his cell phone. But he pulled over. I know he did.
Right,
now,
right,
here's
right.
the
Yeah.
question for you, Warren, because I know that if I couldn't stump you on any sports question relating to the Super Bowl, but I do want to ask you this. I want to ask you if you know what a 49er is.
Isn't it where, is that the year that the gold rush happened?
Look at there. The San Francisco 49ers, the gold rush out to California.
Right.
And look, not only does the guy know football, Peach, he knows history.
I was
US
going to say it
history.
was a Scooby-Doo episode.
I figure you would. That's right. now, let's say this. Warren, you and I, every now and then, we've been known to wager like on a football game. Isn't that right?
Maybe a little.
That's
maybe
good.
a
I've
little.
taught him how to deny. Let me ask you this. Let's you and I here. Let's have some proof for the first time. This is just going to be a little friendly wager between you and me, okay? All right. And what it's going to be is 9 holes of golf at Hillcrest. Is that a deal?
Deal.
All right. Will the coin toss be heads or tails at this year's Super Bowl?
Go tails.
You're going with tails. Okay, I've got
Yep,
heads
always
for
take
Hillcrest. Okay, so you heard it, Peach, right
heard
here
it.
on Law Light. Warren Garrison picked that the coin toss is going to be tails at this year's Super Bowl. Now, Warren, before we let you go, let's ask PJ this. PJ, why do they even flip a coin?
I think it's because they saw what they did in basketball games, where the referee will throw the basketball in the air and let one of the teams go after the ball. I think it just, they're like, look, basketball has its own thing, and we got to have ours. So they went with a coin.
A coin.
Yeah, they went with a coin.
That's a lot closer than the Florida Marlins.
Yes!
Hey, Warren, get home safe to us. I'll enjoy our round of golf that you've paid for the first time because it will be heads. You all be safe, okay, man?
All right.
I'll talk to you soon. That went well with Warren. I mean, this is
Yeah.
and just so everybody knows, that's the first time we've ever used our new technology here at the old podcast.
That's right.
At the White Tower and
Our phone
dialed
in.
out. That was a first dial out phone call. We're gonna have to do that more. That's fun,
Yeah,
right?
that
it
was-
makes
yeah,
us
that was
sound
pretty
like we
cool.
really know what's
We
going
should
on.
just we'll call like food delivery places,
right, and this
talk to
and
them.
yeah, and see if they know who's in the Super Bowl.
If it goes well, I don't know about that. I was talking about ordering food, but
For a second food edition. I got you. All right, I'm going to let you. Who do we pick on here at the office? Who's next?
I can't say specifically why, but this person deserves to be picked on. So it's Davin.
I don't know his extension. I don't know.
Well, you know what? Then let's pick on Kelly.
Hello?
Kelly,
Yeah,
hey, can you come into my office, please?
I'm e-filing something right now.
Oh, is that more important than the podcast?
Well, you can ask John Bennett.
Oh,
in
John,
the other room.
John, come into my office right now. We're going to get John Bennett in here. We're going to find out. Now, I know John knows golf, okay? John, okay, come on in. Here, pull up a seat. We're going to have you sit right there in that chair, right over there. Today we are doing a special Super Bowl edition of Law Light Podcast, and I'm going to put you on the spot and just ask you a question. Don't be afraid to be honest with us, okay? Now, John is the criminal defense attorney, so I have to preface everything with him about being honest, okay? Now, John, have you ever listened to the Law Light Podcast?
I'm not going to answer this question without my attorney present.
That's one of those situations where I know what the answer
I will
is.
represent you, sir. Now.
No, yes, I have.
Okay, now, so you know kind of how this works, and you really can't mess it up because PJ's a wonderful editor because you've never heard him mess
you.
up on the podcast, right? I mean, you can
Not
say
yet.
that. Not
Right.
yet.
This will be the first time.
We're doing a Super Bowl edition, so the first thing we're going to do is see if you can pass the first test, okay?
Okay.
Now, your sport of choice, what did you play in high school? Baseball?
Baseball.
And then you
I
like golf.
Played a little basketball, yeah.
And you're an avid, you like to really, you
golf is my,
That's your thing. Okay, and it makes it fun. So here's the first question. Let's just get over the first time. Do you know who's playing in the Super Bowl on Sunday?
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
I've got a 4-year-old and a 9-month-old, so...
They're not playing in the
No. I know it's the
The broad.
His answers are even further away from what mine were.
The Chiefs.
Oh, look at there. Dang it. Man, PJ.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't think it really matters because Patrick Mahomes is apparently so good that it didn't really matter who the Chiefs are
So there you go.
playing.
Not only does he know the Chiefs are involved, he knows the starting quarterback for the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes. All right. So, PJ, let's just turn this back to you. Can you name one quarterback in the NFL other than Patrick Mahomes?
Tim Tebow.
He's a past quarterback in the NFL. He's no longer. He's no
still
longer
a quarter. You're talking about a current quarterback?
current playing quarterback.
Oh, God. That guy in the Patriots that everybody hates.
Tom Brady. All right, so
Go say that to Landon.
Yeah,
or
Landon.
Whitney Upton. Yeah.
So, okay, you've got the Chiefs and you got Mahomes. So so far you're way ahead of the pack here. Any guess who the other team is?
trying to
I'm going to
think.
give you a hint. Their team is named after the Gold Rush.
49ers.
There you go. See, so he's on top of it. Who do you think's going to win, John? You know,
I really think the Chiefs are going to win. I mean, it's hard to bet against that Mahomes guy right now.
Do you enjoy watching the Super Bowl every year, or do you watch it for the entertainment value? Or?
I've just never been a huge NFL fan, so
Right.
I've always watched
Right.
college football, and then I watch NFL. I watched it more when I was playing fantasy football but with those two young kids, I don't have
You
time
don't
for
even
that.
have fantasy football.
No.
Right. Well, let's just say before we let you go, here's the test. Do you know what city the 2020 Super Bowl is being played in?
Miami.
Yeah, he's all over it. He's on top of it.
Which is
So
in Florida, where the Marlins are at.
That's
so
what got you confused.
by proxy,
You got
I
it
was close to
confused.
that answer.
Because, John,
The reason I know this is because one of my best friends was down in South Beach and had video that he sent me of running the 40-yard dash that they had set up for people going to see it. And he had his arms way out like this. And I asked him, I said, "Did you even break 6 seconds?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I thought you were going to take flight with those wings out like that."
the arms out running. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. All right, John, thank you for being a good sport, and you got the Chiefs winning, and so we'll see if you're right about that. Thank you for coming in.
We should have John decide who we
Yeah,
pick
John,
on next.
who's the next person that we pick on here in the office?
Get Kathy.
Okay, we'll get Kathy. All right. So let's get Kathy on here, and now that's the foxhole, right? Is she in there, John? Just tell us, Kathy, are you in there? Doing something. We're gonna pick on Shannon then. All right, we'll get somebody in. You can shut that door. We got somebody. Yep. Here we go. She loves being on this so much anyway,
Oh, yeah.
PJ.
It's the return.
This is Shannon.
Hey, Shannon, it's Travis. Can you come down to my office for just a second? I need to ask you a few things on this case.
Okay,
Thanks.
sure.
All
You
right.
lie really well.
All right. I felt guilty.
You should feel guilty.
All right, so Shannon's been on the show before, but it was like pulling teeth getting her on the podcast.
Yeah, well, she was nervous, but she's a seasoned veteran now, so I think she'll do fine.
I think she'll be mad. I think Shannon will be mad when she walks
Well,
in.
this will be the first time we get to hear her yelling.
Yes, because she does.
So it'll still be an entertaining.
She'll come through the door and she'll have a notepad ready to take notes. What do you bet?
Yeah, unless she stopped in the bathroom on the way.
Yeah. Well, we know she's not eating gluten.
No, she has. I feel so bad that she's not able.
We
to.
eat all this food around here, and she's not allowed.
I know.
Yeah, come on in. Yeah, shut the door. So I told you she would have a notepad with her. Perfect. Hey, Shannon,
Yeah.
sit down for just a second. Sit down. No, come on. I got just a real quick question to ask you. I won a bet. It was a gentleman's bet. I said she's going to come in here. She's going to have a notepad with a pencil. That's a well-trained secretary. We love you, Shannon. Guess what?
Shannon, I won't lie to you.
real
There's
quick,
no
Shannon-
case.
Shannon. Shannon, guess what Sunday is? What is it?
Super Bowl.
There you go. All right, so the Super Bowl is Sunday, and this is the special Super Bowl edition of Law Light, and we are we've called people on the phone, we've called people in from the office, and we're asking them, before you get too nervous about this, okay, because we know how much you love being on Law Light.
Yes, this is true.
John Bennett knew one of the teams, okay, and then we had to give him a hint for the other. So, Shannon, first question out of the blocks is, do you know who's in the Super Bowl on Sunday?
No,
Okay, that's fine. It is the Kansas City Chiefs.
I was going to say Chiefs.
And
I was.
in the San Francisco 49ers.
Did not know that one.
And the game's being played in Miami. All right. We're going to ask you one more question, and we'll let you go back to work. 'Cause
Okay.
You know right now, truth be known, you feel guilty for being away from your desk, not working, right?
This is true.
Okay. That's why she
misses the smell of cork. Already.
Okay, so here is a question. In football, there is a thing called a safety that occurs on the field when a team gets backed up into their own end zone and touches the ball down, and they get sacked or tackled in their own end zone with the ball. Do you know how many points the other team gets for causing a safety?
I don't think any.
2 points for a safety. So let's say that the Chiefs have the ball on the 1 yard line and they need to go 99 more yards for a touchdown, right? And let's say that the 49ers rush and tackle them in that end zone behind that line. They push them back 1 yard. They get 2 points for doing that. It's called a safety.
At that point in the game, that's when I'm wishing the commercial breaks would hurry up.
Yeah, you think
and
that's
happen,
boring?
So
oh yeah, so you're bored by the game of football, right?
I have. We always go to a Super Bowl party at my in-laws every year, and I always fall asleep.
So you look forward to an opportunity.
Yeah,
to catch up.
it's nap time for me.
I like the Super Bowl.
Okay, do you look forward more to the advertisements, the TV advertisements, or the halftime show?
I guess I like the advertisements.
Yeah, because sometimes and then they're the first time they're showing them, and they're catchy. Some of them are stupid, but I mean, yeah, they're fun, right? It makes it does keep you at the TV during the commercials, as opposed to getting up and going around like you would in a typical game. So,
I'm going to the bathroom during the game,
just so you can
making
watch the
sure I'm
commercials.
back by the time
You see the commercials.
Yeah,
Of
well,
course.
I'm vacuuming or something during commercials.
Because she feels guilty for spending 3 hours watching a football game.
Exactly.
Yes. We love you. Thanks for your time. And we'll pick on somebody else. Oh, no, we get to do.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
get to choose.
You get to choose who the next person is in here.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Oh, come on,
We
Shannon.
won't tell them that
we
you
won't
chose
tell them
them.
you chose. We'll just say, hey, we want you down here.
Well, I guess I'd have to pick Kara.
Kara. Okay, thank you. I'll buzz her, and I guarantee you, PJ, I can tell you this other. She will be in here with a notepad, wondering what, and she will roll her eyes like this is the biggest waste of time when she gets in here.
I can say this: when you say, "Hey, PJ, I need to see you," I come in with a notepad
I know you
because
do.
in the beginning you told me you're like, when you come in here, make sure you have a notepad just in case you need one.
It's great training, isn't it, Shannon?
And
That's
it's
right.
stuck. It's stuck.
That's right.
I don't know anything about football, but I know to have a notepad.
It's important. Okay, Shannon, thank you. We're going to get Kara. Now, what's her number now that she's in? Is it still the same, 150? Do you know? We'll try. We'll just see whoever answers these. We'll just start hitting.
we can do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Shannon. All right, here we go. PJ, let's see if 150 is.
Hello.
Kara?
Yes.
Hey, I know you're busy. Can you come down here for just a second?
Yes.
Thanks.
You sound so serious when you're trapping.
What is she going
the
to say?
prey.
No, I'm not coming down there. Well, Kelly
She
told
can
us
say
no.
I'm e-filing.
Kelly, we got you. Okay, can you shut the door for just a second? I told you she would come in with a notepad.
Yeah, you did.
This is come on, you're right here. This is Law Lite, the special edition, a special episode for the Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, perfect,
Yeah,
actually.
that's right. And so, Kara, I got one question for you. First of all, we've had a number of different guests on the show today. Super Bowl 2020. Do you know the teams that are playing?
Yes, of course.
Okay, who are they?
The 49ers and the Chiefs.
Okay, so PJ, she already has far surpassed your knowledge
she got
of the
right
Super
to
Bowl
business.
because PJ.
It's not typically how I wouldn't always know that, but
Okay, so why is it that you know it this year?
because I'm a Chiefs fan.
Oh, you're a Kansas City Chiefs
Yes.
fan. Now, I'm going to have to ask you, are you a Kansas City Chiefs fan or are you a Patrick Mahomes fan? And then because he's there, you like the Chiefs?
No, no. I like the Chiefs before he was there. So I
But
like
is
the
he kind
Chiefs.
of is he kind of cute and
He is kinda cute, yeah.
And he has a silly blonde for a girlfriend. Have you seen her in any of this stuff?
I've seen her,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's kind of obnoxious. Anyway, okay, you're not going to say that just in case it could ever.
He's
going to
be real sad because he's a huge fan of our podcast.
Yes, that's right.
Me too.
And so, yeah, Carol loves the podcast. I'm not going to ask her the same question that I asked John. I asked John point blank, how many of the episodes have you listened to? And he pled the fifth. No, he said he wanted an attorney present before he answered.
Now he did come back around and say he listens to it, but I still don't believe he's
I don't
ever
know if he
listened to the
has.
podcast.
We'll have to find out. Who since you're a Chiefs fan, who is Kansas City coached by?
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. She is genuinely a Chiefs fan. She knows their starting
Apparently
quarterback,
so.
and she knows their head coach. All right? Very good. Now, they do have a really fast
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
See?
And Bobby Boucher is their water boy.
from
So
okay. All right, now here's what you don't know is Shannon picked you to be on here. She said
That's why she looked at me funny when I was
that
on.
she wouldn't probably give you eye contact because we told her that we weren't going to tell you that she did. So,
and I was going to honor that.
who
So
do you pick to be the next on the show, on the Super Bowl episode of Law Light?
Davin's Light was on.
Okay, so go into Davin's office because I don't know what extension is his on this new list, and just say, "Hey, Travis asked me to get you for a second."
Will do.
Okay, thank you. Hey, you were a good sport. Do you have a question that you want to ask Davin?
about football? I don't know enough about football to ask questions.
Well, we'll just see if he.
If we were
knows.
talking about dodgeball,
He's a soccer player, so he may not know much about football.
he's still going to know more than me.
Hey, PJ, we got to get Holly.
Do you want me to grab her real quick?
Yeah, tell. Sit in the chair, Holly. All right, now, in upcoming episode, we have Tyler Johnson, who is one of the newest partners of the firm. Our other new partner of the firm is Holly Lindsay. Holly is the managing partner over in the Ohio County office, and she just happens to be here in the White Tower today. And Holly, say hi for everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Been practicing law for how long? 11 years?
Yes.
Okay. Now, today we're not going to ask you anything about how great of a lawyer you are and all your cases and things like that. We will get you on for that for another time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask you the question that we've asked everybody right off the bat. Who is playing in this year's Super Bowl?
The Patriots and the Saints.
Okay, so PJ, she's wrong. Okay.
On both accounts.
On both accounts, right? Because you now know it is. Oh God, you got to be kidding me.
I can never remember the Kansas City Chiefs
Yes.
and
The gold miners.
and the New Orleans Submariners.
No, it is the
No, it's the 49ers.
San Francisco 49ers are playing the Kansas City Chiefs.
I know they're playing in Miami.
Oh, well, there you go. That was the second
You,
question.
so you already still know more than I did,
Right.
when we first started this.
All right, so let me ask you a question. You attend the high school football games over in Ohio County every now and then, right?
Correct.
Can you tell me what a safety is?
Safety is when the team that has the ball gets pushed back into the end zone.
Into their own end zone. And here you go, bonus question, all right? Remember in elementary school there was the bonus question. It was 5 more points. How many points do you get for a safety?
3 points.
Oh, man, it was 2.
I was hoping you were going to ask me next, so I would at least have one right answer in this whole podcast.
Okay, so do you know it's in Miami, so you're ahead of the ball there. Do you look forward to the halftime show or the advertisements more?
Advertisements.
Okay. And it's like PJ, he says that he gets up and uses the restroom during the game, and then he comes back during the advertisements because that's what he's really there to watch for. Do you like the advertisements more than even the game?
No.
Okay, so you watch the game, regardless of who's playing.
Right.
Just to get into it.
I
right?
like football, but I
Okay.
just didn't know who was playing.
Holly was just telling me that next week alone, in 4 days, she has 21 appointments set on her calendar. Yeah, so it's no wonder Holly has no idea who's in the Super Bowl this year. Okay, so we're
Wow.
going to give her a get-out-of-jail-free card. Now, next year, we're going to expect you, when we have the episode for the Super Bowl, not to only know who's in it, but who the favorite is and everything. If I was to tell you to guess between the Chiefs and the 49ers, you know who the favorite is?
Oh, I would say the 49ers.
It's the Chiefs. So it's a good thing that we've given you almost a whole year's advance notice for next year. Welcome aboard as a partner. Holly is a heck of a lawyer, and we'll get you on for an episode, just the 3 of us, and tell some old war stories. And I've got some really good stories on Holly.
Oh, boy.
I was there when she tried her first jury trial, and she won. And she was so excited when the jury came back, PJ, that she fell going up steps, and everything went all over the place. And she gathered herself like it had never happened, just right back up on her feet, and walked right into that courtroom like nobody's business. So
Because you're a pro.
that's right.
Professional
At falling.
faller.
Well, yeah.
Professional at falling upstairs.
Yeah, and
I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment or not.
You attorneys, Tyler did the same thing on the last podcast. You all are always turning my words around.
Holly, thank you. You're a good sport for joining us for the Super Bowl, and we'll see who wins. All right. All
So
right.
go Bengals? No?
No, go yeah. She is a Bengals fan. You went to school in northern Kentucky at Chase, and
Yes.
so you got to go to the Bengals games. All right. So can you get Davin and?
I can see if I can round him up.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
She's like, I could have been doing anything else but this.
It's okay. We got to think of somebody else to call on the phone. Should we?
You're addicted to this
should we
calling
call
on the
Trina?
phone thing now.
Should we call Trina?
We could. She's off work.
Hey man, come on in. Sit down.
Have a seat.
Have a seat. All right, we on?
Yes.
PJ. Okay, so we've got Davin, and this is not his first time on the podcast, so he has a little bit of an advantage. Davin, we are doing a Super Bowl episode
Great.
of Law Lite. There has been very little, if any, legal analysis or education going on in
That's
this
great, yeah.
episode, but every now and then you just got to let loose and have fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask you some questions about this year's Super Bowl.
Okay.
And you know, now for those that don't, I think you may have mentioned it when you were here on the episode on Law Lite that time that you played soccer in both in high school and in college.
Right.
Now, when you were in high school, I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Did you play any other sports?
I played basketball here and there, but never for an organized
Okay,
team.
so no football.
Yeah, so no football. I did play in middle school, and got hit once, and my mom did not appreciate
so
that.
Mom
so
rescued you from the
she,
game of football.
I was returning punts and everything, and I got leveled. So she was like, "Davin, I think it's time you take
up
your name
knitting.
out of take up knitting and quilting, maybe."
Okay, so I'm gonna take some pressure off of you here. Okay, not that I can tell you have a lot of pressure on you, but
I'm so nervous.
Okay, so here's the deal. Do you know who's in the Super Bowl this year?
It's the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, so there you go. He's He's out of the gate strong. Do you know where the Super Bowl is being played this year?
Oh, no. That transfers every year. So
Yeah, Miami.
And
is-
Benito Miami.
Right,
Oh,
and
wow.
have you
Let's
heard,
go.
Have you
Firm
heard,
trip.
Have you heard who's the halftime entertainment for this year's Super Bowl?
No, but isn't Jay-Z like head of it?
I don't know, but Shakira is on it, so he may and J-Lo, right?
Her hips
You
don't
got the
lie.
J right.
Oh, so it's going to be a mini Hustlers. They're
Yeah,
going
that's
Yeah.
right.
to post movie.
Okay, so we've got halftime entertainment nailed down. And when you watch, are you going to watch the Super Bowl this year? It's this Sunday.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean, we watch it every year, so
All
I
right.
don't know why this would be the
Good chance to
exception.
eat some junk food, right? You know,
Right.
and so my question to you is, do you look forward more to the commercials that are on, or do you look forward more to seeing the halftime show?
Man, it used to be the commercials because they were a lot better now. Now it's all political correctness, and the companies kind of tread
Have
water
cracked
lightly.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. So
Yeah,
it's kind of handcuffed them.
but I'm never. This is contrary to popular belief, but I don't ever think I've liked one halftime show.
Never?
No, I don't think I've enjoyed any of them.
Even the wardrobe
Malfunction.
malfunction of
Oh
Janet
God, that was the best moment ever.
Jackson.
Janet
Yeah, I was
Jackson.
gonna say Janis Joplin.
Justin,
I don't
Justin
remember that one.
Timberlake and Janet
Yeah,
Jackson.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
it.
That's
Okay.
I literally turned to talk to someone when that happened and missed it.
We got it on DVR. So
Yeah, right back.
Well, yeah, I had them rewind it.
He and I watch it every day.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
well, you know.
Davin
Put it on
and
the
I
big
get together
screen
and
back
put it
here.
on the big screen.
Yeah.
Davin, okay, so now I know I ran into your mom and dad one day playing golf at Hillcrest. Now, do you ever play golf at Hillcrest?
I do play golf at Hillcrest.
Okay,
yeah.
so here's what we're gonna do, you and I. Okay?
Okay.
I don't even know if you're a good golfer. I'm not a good golfer. I try to
yeah.
be, but okay. Here's the deal. We're gonna bet. You and me are gonna bet on 9 holes at Hillcrest. If you win, I
Okay.
pay for you 9 holes of golf, and we golf together.
Okay.
If I win, you pay for me 9 holes of golf. Okay.
Okay.
And we're gonna bet on the coin toss.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
At the football game on Sunday. There's going to be a coin toss. PJ doesn't know why they do it, but
Wait, which coin toss? Because I don't want you flipping a coin at home that has one coin
there you
with
go.
two heads.
Now I have faith in him as a lawyer. It'll be the official
pretty
coin
good.
toss that will be recorded live at the Super Bowl
Okay.
on TV by the head official.
Okay. All right.
And they'll have some type of a commemorative coin. It won't be a regular coin, and they'll say this side is heads, this side is tails,
Right.
and they'll flip it,
Yep.
and it will come up heads or tails. I'll let you pick which it'll be.
Okay. Can I give the heavier side, the one that has the best design on it?
Sure.
So, all right. So, generally, it's tails.
Okay, so you're going with tails,
Yeah.
and that means I have heads. Heads
Right.
for Hillcrest. Okay, it's easy
Right.
to remember. So if
There we
if
go.
I win, you take me golfing, and if
Okay.
you win, I take you.
But
this
we've got to
night-
go after 3 p.m. Get that $10 special.
We'll get the $10 special. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Anything other enlightening information you have about the Super Bowl?
You know, the 49ers, everyone kind of revels in their nice success, but 2 years ago they were like losing bad, and the management was just kind of like, hey, let's clean house. And not every football team does that. I mean, sometimes they lag through the years, and that management was like, hey, let's get rid of these people. They're not working for
Got
us.
rid of everybody. almost
Everybody,
top to
let's just
bottom,
clean it out.
rebuild.
I mean, from players to people that clean the stadiums and then move their stadium, and now they're in the Super Bowl. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
long
Oh,
ago
a
was
testimony not being.
It was two to 3
3 years
years.
ago.
I mean,
Right.
they were trash. I mean, hot
So
garbage.
at least one swamp got drained in the last
Let's go.
3 years.
Hey.
Let's go.
You listen to some sports talk, don't you? All right, come on now. All right, you've been
Only when
studying
I'm-
up on podcasts.
It's well, it's
sports
whenever
podcasts?
it's when I'm at Sports Clips. It takes them like 3 hours to get to your haircut, so I
Yeah.
gotta sit there and watch.
You gotta do that
sports.
online
Tell us a
check-in.
story about how you don't like sports clips.
Is it
what?
the massaging?
The place where you get your hair cut.
I do like Sports Clips.
Yeah, I thought you didn't like the fact that it was all so masculine and like the test of your manhood if you had to watch sports and stuff.
Oh no! I'll go there.
Oh,
to,
okay. I thought I remembered
will,
a Facebook post of yours where you were.
I probably put something on there about being emasculated, but I mean, I get emasculated at
AutoZone.
right. I get everywhere I go, I'm emasculated. I get emasculated by Girl Scouts. So
I think I do it daily here.
Yeah, you do. That's why we're picking on you right now.
Yeah, right.
All right, so we got one more phone call to make today, and we're going to try to dial up your wife and talk to her about the Super Bowl.
Trouble.
Is that all
Yeah,
right?
and
Trouble.
She knows more. My wife emasculates me all the time. Speaking of emasculating, so
Well, let's
and that's
see.
Davin the bedroom.
Let's see. Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I
PJ
think
always
I
taking
think
it.
that's my exit
Yep,
cue.
we'll see you. Thank you, Davin, for your time, and may the coin toss be heads. I'm needing a little.
And if I lose, I'm calling best out of 3.
Okay, yeah, come down and make something else up. All right, here we go. PJ, let's dial
All
up
right.
Trina.
Here's what I know about this episode. It's at the end of the day, it's really about you getting a free game of golf. That's what it is.
I was hoping that he would say heads. Because if he said heads, then I would have had a free game of golf either way and had to pay for a round of golf either way, and I got to golf twice.
I was gonna say. Well, and I did like how he did his. He used science.
Yeah.
To back
the
up
dude is
his
bright, and
reasoning.
he immediately
Yeah.
saw that if I flipped a coin, it could also be. So he wanted to make sure he knew which coin toss we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, my stepson didn't pick up on that.
No. So
Now I can
now
go
you get to flip a
flip
coin
the
at
coin,
home.
so, you lost. All right, let's try Trina.
Making the call.
Okay, so we're dialing up. This is Trina?
Yep.
This is Trina.
Hello.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, why?
Oh, well, you sounded like you were.
You sounded like you had swallowed a frog.
Oh, I'm getting sick.
Oh, no. Oh, PJ, you can't go home. This is Travis. How are you doing, Trina?
I'm doing okay other than feeling sick.
Well, I'll send PJ home immediately after recording Law Light and tell him to bring home some sniffling, sneezing, coughing, achy head, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine. Is that a deal?
Perfect. That's exactly what I need.
Okay. Trina, the reason I've persuaded PJ into calling you is that we are doing a special episode of Law Light for the Super Bowl. I had told PJ about 3 or 4 weeks ago we're going to do a special Super Bowl episode, and PJ normally kind of prepares for these episodes, so he has questions to ask and things like that. So I figured that he would probably, by that me giving him that notice, would know who was playing in the Super Bowl. So
No.
I asked, right, but not only did he not know who was playing in the Super Bowl, he had the Cleveland Browns playing the Florida Marlins from the Major League Baseball. He had a baseball team in the Super Bowl. And then I said, well, I'm going to ask you an easy question. I'm going to say, why do they flip a coin for a football game? And he had no clue. He thought it was because since in basketball they throw the ball up, that they might as well do something like that in football. That was his answer. So there's no way you can do worse than PJ did. Is that fair? Is that good? You feel a lot more freedom now?
Yes.
Okay.
Ironically,
I know how PJ is with sports, so yes.
yeah, I was going to say, ironically, you wouldn't have had to have explained any of that, and she would know already that she knows more than me about sports.
And this is great because right now we've got you on the phone and I can see PJ's face. This is like there are really truly about 1 million questions I would like to ask you right now to make him squirm. But since we're keeping it to the Super Bowl, we'll start with the easy one. Do you know, Trina, who's playing in this year's Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's the Chiefs and the 49ers.
All right. And do you know who's favored?
Who's favored?
Yeah. Which of those two teams is favored by the odds pickers to win the Super Bowl? Do you know?
Oh, geez. That one I do not know. I'm hoping it's the Chiefs.
Well, and you've picked right with the odds makers. They're saying that the Chiefs are a slight favorite. Here's one we've asked. A few people have known it and a few people haven't. What about where is the Super Bowl being played this year? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
No, that one I do not know.
That's fine.
On my TV.
Yeah, it's going to be on your TV. That's good. Good answer.
She has a sense of humor,
She
too.
is sharper than you, PJ.
Whatever.
Despite what you say. So they're playing in Miami. They're playing in Miami. Now, here's one that a lot of people haven't known. A couple have. Do you know who I think Kara knew. Yeah. Do you know who the halftime entertainment is?
Oh, crap. I know this one. Hold on.
She says that like if she gets it right,
No,
she's going to win
I
a prize.
She's got her phone and she's Googling right now.
No, I'm not. No, I'm going to be fair and I'm not going to Google it. But I remember hearing who it was going to be. And I remember tagging PJ because I thought that is going to be the only entertainment he'll enjoy.
Oh, wait a minute. So, PJ, she tagged you in it. She sent it to you so you would know, and you still didn't know today. How?
To be fair, and Trina will back me up on this, she tags me in stuff all the time, and I don't see it.
Okay.
Although yesterday, this shows you how much she really knows me. She tagged me in a post on Facebook about Ted Bundy's girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
I did.
I saw that.
About their story. Yeah, so
okay,
that's love right there.
Oh, crap. No, I can't remember.
I'll give you one of them, Shakira, and the other one was in the movie Hustler.
Oh, Peach, that's you.
Wait, well, here's what's funny. You say, "Oh, Peach, that's you," meaning it's because it's a movie. And not because I'm a pervert.
No, you said it earlier. It's J-Lo.
Yeah, it's J-Lo.
J-Lo. And so, yeah, that's right. So that's
Why would I tag you in that then? Why would I tag you that it was Shakira?
I don't know. Back in the day, I did have a thing for Shakira.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go any further with that conversation. But the next question I want to ask you is, do you look forward, Trina, more to the advertisements that come out during the Super Bowl or the halftime show?
This time or all of it?
Just usually, are you more excited about seeing all the commercials, or are you more excited about the halftime show?
Probably the advertisements and the halftime show.
Okay, and PJ says that he actually gets up to use the restroom during the game and then make sure he's in his seat watching the commercials.
That is definitely true for him.
Okay, there you go. There you go. One of the questions that has stumped some people, but we actually had a person who do you know in football what a safety is?
Yeah. Oh, come on. See, now you're.
It's tough.
You ask me questions on.
Okay,
on
I'll tell you what.
hockey.
I won't ask.
She is a bigger hockey
Okay,
fan than so it's hockey and then football.
She could
I watch
probably
for entertainment.
She could probably explain offsides in hockey to me, or offsides in soccer. I can never understand that. But anyway, do you know how many points you get for a safety in football?
2, isn't it?
There you go.
Yeah.
PJ, she's nailed it. Hey,
I told you she would emasculate me
Trina,
once again.
Trina, you have done a wonderful job, and we appreciate you being a good sport. let me just say this. I hope you feel better and get some rest and take care. Thanks for being a good sport.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right.
Love
Talk
you.
to you later.
Love you too. All right. Bye.
All right, Peach. Anything else you want to say about the Super Bowl before we wrap this up?
No, just that I'm probably going to go ahead and just start sleeping on the couch early.
We'll know what parts you cut if you cut it, big boy. All right.
She was a good sport.
Hey, all right. So one last thing. This is how we're going to end this.
All right.
In football games, like the bowl games and things like that, they pick a most valuable player. They'll pick an MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Okay. 6 people have appeared on the show. If you were going to give the MVP to one of them, who would it be?
Okay, so it seems naturally I would go with Trina, right?
There you go.
But here's the thing. I am going to go with Trina because of this. Trina is typically an introvert, not an extrovert.
Okay.
So while I thought it was a funny idea to call her, I didn't think that she was going to be as lively and outgoing as she was. In social situations, she is like that.
Right.
But she can also be very reserved. So I figured that because we just randomly called her without warning on the podcast, that she would be very reserved, and that was not it at all. So the Trina you saw or heard today is the Trina that I know all the time. So I definitely give it to her because
I agree.
Here's
my caveat. I would give Trina the most valuable player because I think her input and her going with the flow and picking up the cold call, and her participation was valuable to the episode. Okay?
Absolutely.
But now the most outstanding as far as performance from top to bottom and knowledge, I would have to go with Kara.
Yeah.
I mean, Kara knew almost every bit of what we asked her.
Yeah.
And
that's who I was going to say other than Trina.
That
but
hates being on this podcast. This episode's definitely longer than most, but I hope everybody's enjoyed it. Just shows that around here we aren't afraid of having a little fun every now and then. But next time we'll roll up our sleeves. We're going to record a couple more episodes coming up. We are going to talk about team and staff appreciation. We're going to talk about some future staffing issues here at the firm. And also then a ways off, we're going to talk about some public transportation issues and the law that relates to commercial vehicles. So looking forward to some great podcasts ahead.
Yep.
Hey, it's been an FWH Legal Law Light podcast brought to you from 530 Frederica Street at the High Rise White Tower. We're off.